With how competitive investment banking recruiting is nowadays and the number of applications that these firms are getting, top firms like Goldman Sachs get over 200,000 applications every single year. Today I want to talk to you about the 4 things that you need to successfully recruit for an investment banking job. Okay, really we break it down into just 4 major areas, right? The first is the application. So these are things like your resume, cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, anything that presents you as a candidate on paper. A lot of times that's going to be the first impression that people have of you. So it's going to be really, really important to set the right impression. Okay. Second thing is networking. Okay. With how competitive investment banking recruiting is nowadays and the number of applications that these firms are getting, top firms like Goldman Sachs get over 200,000 applications every single year. Okay, so if you're not networking, if you don't have people who are already working at these firms who are willing to refer you for these interviews, and all you're doing is submitting your applications online and hoping that you're going to get selected for an interview, regardless of how good your applications might be, your chances are going to be very, very, very low. Okay, so that's why networking is the second thing. It's extremely important. Thirdly, if you do well in those first 2 areas and you actually get the interview, you're going to have to ace 2 types of different interviews. The third one is behavioral interviews, and the fourth part is technical interviews. Okay, so behavioral interviews, pretty straightforward. Those are the more qualitative questions where they want to know about who you are as a person and how you would behave in different situations, right? So there's questions around your story, why you want to do investment banking, why do you want to work for this bank specifically, talking about your strengths and weaknesses, the situational questions like tell me about a time when you demonstrated X, Y, or Z. There's also a lot of market-related questions where you have to talk about a specific industry trend or current events or just a transaction that you've been following, or even being able to pitch a stock. So these are more open-ended questions that don't necessarily have a right or wrong answer, but at the same time there are certain things that bankers are looking for, and there are best practices around what you should be saying and what you shouldn't be saying. Okay, last but not least, of course, the one that most of you are probably the most familiar about is technical interviews, right? And so that's basically testing your finance and accounting knowledge, things like accounting and 3 statements, valuation methodologies, mergers and acquisitions, and then like if they want to get even more advanced, they can ask you questions about leveraged buyouts. Okay, so those are the 4 major areas. And the last thing I will say about this is you really need all 4 areas to be working together simultaneously. Like you have to check all of these boxes if you want to be a competitive candidate. If you're missing just one out of these 3 or 4 things, you're most likely not gonna get a job, because you're either gonna not be selected for the interview, or you're gonna get to the interview stage and you're not gonna pass the interview. Okay, so I see a lot of students out there who just focus all of their time and energy on learning the technical interviews or the answers to the technical interview questions, and they neglect the other 3 areas, or they don't do well enough in the other 3 areas to the point where they don't even get the interview in the first place, and that's just a huge waste of time. Right, so hopefully you found this informative, and that'll be it for this video. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more customized advice that's tailored for your specific situation, then I invite you to book a free strategy session with our team at the link below. We'll talk to you soon.